Welcome to GOLT TALK, your podcast for technology and innovation in the legal profession. If you're searching for solutions to revolutionize your legal practice, you're in the right place. 10 minutes pure, actionable product insights from CEOs shaping the future of legal technology. And here is your host, Tom Pfennig.
Welcome to GOLT TALK, your podcast for innovation and technology in the legal and compliance space. Pure, actionable insights from global leaders shaping the future now. My name is Tom Pfennig, CEO of Transforming.Legal and GOLT AI, and today I warmly welcome Puneet Bhakri, Chief Revenue Officer of Sirion, based in Manhattan, New York. Good morning over to you, Puneet. Great to have you on the show.
Morning, Tom, and thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Hey, let's get started and tell us a little bit about yourself first before we dive right into our podcast.
Thank you, Tom. Just quick introduction about myself. Based in New York, Chief Revenue Officer for Sirion. Been with the company for 6 years now. Prior to joining Sirion, I was with Ernst & Young for 15 years in New York. My background is in management consulting, started with procurement transformation and then expanded into digital transformation, legal, sales, and finance, and have been managing contracts and doing contract management work for a good part of 10 years out of the 15 at EY. So I know the category extremely well, been very closely tied to CLM transformation journeys over the last, I'd say, 15 years. So very excited to be here. It's a great category to be part of that has grown tremendously in the last 15 years. And I'm very fortunate to be part of that journey.
Excellent. So we have a real expert in front of us, and that means we just get started right now. First question, AI is the new buzzword. We are also looking at interesting technologies like Agentic AI mushrooming all over the place. What does all of this mean to Sirion and the way you are helping your clients, enterprises, and law firms manage contracts?
It's a great question, Tom. Right? I feel AI has evolved over the last, I'd say, about 6 years. And the first version of AI was when companies were trying to figure out how they use small and medium language models to get data out of documents and contracts. The next evolution of AI came into being when companies were trying to use this thing called LLMs and generative AI in order to embed within their SaaS journey. And third version of AI, which is where we're living today, fundamentally is about agentification of your entire workflow and processes, right? So if you apply this journey in 3 waves to contracting and contract management, enterprise contracts on an average take about 24 to 30 weeks to complete, involving more than 80 friction points across the lifecycle itself. What we've done over the years is we've developed an intuitive conversational interface called Ask Sirion, which enables legal and procurement teams to really handle complex contracting tasks in a more simplified manner using the new age generative AI capability called natural language prompt. So our platform is built on our operating system that allows you to create agents on the platform and use some pre-built agents to really simplify and orchestrate the entire contract lifecycle journey. So really, when you bring it all together, what everybody's talking about AI in the current state is about the agentic AI and how can the experience of contracting start to finish, right, from initiation of a contract to post-execution management of the contract, be largely automated, if not self-governed, end-to-end. Does that make sense?
That's very helpful. So it means clients that are bringing in Sirion's technology are experiencing AI agent technology right away. So it's not just talk, it's really walk that you bring with your platform. And it's really good to see that for a complex topic like contracts, where this means tons of potentially savings as well as accelerating the process. Wonderful. Let's move on to differentiation. What makes Sirion different from other contract lifecycle management technology platforms? Are there any unique use cases that the platform has? We already talked about Agentic AI. Is there something else that you would like to call out? How do your customers benefit from your proprietary technology?
Yeah, I think I'll build on the earlier point I made, right? Sirion's differentiation for the longest time over the last, I'd say, 6 years has been around the ability to unlock intelligence out of contracts, right? What we refer to as AI applied to data intelligence. Tom, if you know all the legacy CLM tools in the market, they're largely workflow automation tools. Workflow automation is table stakes, right, in this day and age. And we started saying workflow automation is table stakes about 6 years ago, right? What we were promising and delivering to our customers was largely data intelligence built in addition to workflow automation. What we are delivering to our customers now is the agentic AI user experience, right? So fundamentally, if you go build on that platform, right, point 0 was workflow automation, 1.0 was around data and intelligence, 2.0 was around Gen AI, and 3.0 is around agentic AI. We live in the 3.0 world today. We flipped that script of CLM. We today have agents that identify specific use cases in order to deliver outcomes for customers. We have agents that identify which contract type a customer is looking to engage in a contracting journey for. The agent then applies the clauses and the issues within the clauses, applying precise context-aware edits to remediate those terms and conditions. Agents uncover risks and highlights deviations from playbooks in real time. Our platform helps customers seamlessly move right from initiation to signature of the contract in a largely no-touch and automated manner. We enable customers from hiding questions within their entire repository of contracts. It's not just 10, 20 contracts that we're talking about. We're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of contracts sitting in that repository. And we truly help unlock the post-execution or post-signature value of performance management of contracts, right? So, when you ask that question, how are we differentiated? The way we look at it is CLM, firstly, is a 3-part problem. You want to be able to digitize and automate the way you create contracts. You want to get more intelligence out of the already executed contracts, the intelligent repository truly becoming a system of record. And thirdly, being able to manage these contracts post-execution. And in this day and age, you want to largely automate that with the deployment of agentic AI. So that is how we're differentiating us.
Speaking of another differentiator, actually brings me to our next question, trust. There's a lot of talk around how you can or cannot trust AI and agentic AI. How do you at Sirion ensure that legal and your clients, the procurement teams, can confidently trust the suggestions, the output, the recommendations, the conclusions that your platform provides? Trust as a differentiator. Can you talk a lot about this, please?
Absolutely. Like for us, the foundation of an enterprise CLM tech stack that enterprise customers can truly rely on boils down to trust. And for us, there are 3 core components of that. One is explainability, second is precision, and third is adaptability. So the way we've designed our agentic architecture has been a major innovation in the CLM category, right? So the platform's unified data model that we've created is the perfect foundation to build an agentic platform. We simply don't bolt on agents for specific use cases, where today you see many point solutions coming into the market that are effectively bolt-ons on top of a no tech stack, right? Our agents were built and deployed natively within the platform itself. So we combine 10 plus LLMs with 1200 plus proprietary small language models, delivering the precision and reliability of that subject matter expertise that is needed in order for people to be able to run the business, identify the risk, and manage that risk within the contracts. So coming back to the 3 tenets or the 3 pillars that I talked about, right? Explainability, right? Sirion's AI agents have to, and they do offer direct source links for every recommendation accompanied by clear, concise explanation, right? That is what gives you the confidence to verify the authenticity of the responses that our platform provides. The precision is equally important, right? A multi-model AI framework chooses the best model for each task, right? Whether it's a large language model or a small language model, focusing on the end outcome that is associated with the task that makes it high precision. And third is the adaptability, right? You can truly fine-tune the AI agents using your own company's unique content, policies, risk appetite, and data set in order to deliver the outcomes. So that is fundamentally how we are creating trust within our enterprise customers to say what we provide, not just as a platform, but as an outcome, is explainable, it's precise, and it's adaptable.
Very compelling answer, Puneet. Thank you very much. And I think this feeds very well into the AI governance architecture of an organization and therefore seamlessly integrates into these ecosystems. Now, let's talk about ecosystems, organizations. Contracts, as you just said, they concern everyone in an enterprise, thousands of people cross-functionally. How does Sirion help all these stakeholders internally to collaborate and really make contracts work for them effectively and efficiently?
Tom, if any CLM company that is a platform that supports an enterprise customer has to allow the customers to collaborate seamlessly, right? And without that, you do not have enterprise tech stack. For us, the ability for multiple teams across legal, procurement, sales, finance to work on the same contract in real time, leading to limited chaos and faster work and complete visibility is critically important. The right people have to have the ability to review the right things within that contracting journey itself, which means you have to have the ability to tag key stakeholders who are responsible for the contracting journey end-to-end, including review and approval of the red lines across that life cycle. Intelligent routing, assigning clauses to specific experts. Many times you have the business teams that are negotiating contracts, but you want to be able to escalate clauses to certain legal experts for review and approval. You have to have that intelligent routing capability. Teams work together on Word document. We have a Word plugin and an add-in that allows multiple teams to work together on that Word document, something that people use daily and are used to using daily for contract creation and negotiation. Ability to ask questions to the tool and the platform. Ability to compare clauses when you're negotiating contracts. Ability to identify what your preferred position is and what your fallback position is. And for the system to recommend your preferred and fallback position also creates more collaboration in a seamless user experience. And then more importantly, post-execution performance management, right? Ability to extract obligations and then tag those obligations to multiple people within the organization so that people who are responsible not just for contract negotiation, but finance and business who's truly responsible for contract performance management can also work seamlessly on the platform is what makes Sirion special.
And I think cross collaboration, country, culturally, departmental means also you have different languages at stake, and that can become a hurdle or a burden depending upon how you deal with that. So my next question deals with languages. I'm sure Sirion has multiple language capabilities. How are you handling it in your product support team? And can you tell a little bit about your ideal client profile? I'm sure an organization like yours is present all over the world, from the United States to Asia Pacific, and it serves the languages. But do you have any preferred client right now, or are you open across the globe?
It's a good question, Tom, right? Again, we are a enterprise CLM platform and we support the world's largest customers, largest enterprises, which means that they're operating in multiple jurisdictions across multiple languages. And that is a cornerstone to what makes us an enterprise tech stack. Right, we support 100+ languages today. We have multilingual AI. Our Ask Sirion capability, which is the orchestration layer and the query layer, understands 25+ languages. We support smart multi-language templates within the contracting journey that auto-links language variations and smart tags. It translates these smart tags automatically into the language that is most fluently used by our users. Plus, we support global operations, right? Localized time zones, language-aware country counterparty notifications, as well as the admin for translation management. So fundamentally, Tom, the point I'm making is if you have to be a large enterprise SaaS provider, you have to have the ability to support multiple jurisdictions across multiple languages which we of course do.
Very clear, very clear. I want to make one point clearer, perhaps, as I introduced you also to serve law firms, which I am now questioning. Can you please correct the record for me and the audience? If I was a large law firm operating across the globe and I was knocking at your door, would you let me in, or would you say we are only serving enterprises?
No, absolutely, we would let large law firms in as well, right? I think the cheese is moved, Tom, right? Where CLM as a core platform was designed to serve large complex enterprises, fundamentally for the three aspects of the contract lifecycle management journey, right? It's the contract creation at the front end, the repository and the data in the middle, and the post-execution contract management at the tail end. The contract creation journey is extremely applicable to corporate legal departments and equally applicable to law firms as well. Fundamentally, what do they need? They need a tool or a platform that can support the intake process, the review, the redlining, contract negotiation, contract execution, contract benchmarking, research and analytics, and we absolutely support that as part of our.
Wonderful. Hey, two more questions. We are about 18 minutes in our podcast here. The second last one is perhaps the most sensitive one, but most likely one of the most interesting and important ones, as it deals about pricing. I understand it's a topic that many vendors are not publicly talking about. Nevertheless, as we try to shed some light on the dark and open up to the audience, can you please give us some floor and ceiling parameters how Sirion is pricing its use?
Yeah, Tom, I don't think I can give you the floor and the ceiling because it's use case and a customer-centric pricing model. But largely, if you think about it, is right, we got three primary components to our pricing strategy. One is the core platform itself, right? When our customers are buying CLM, they're buying our core platform, which comes with the repository and the data intelligence layer baked into it. The second layer to the pricing is the users and the user licensing, which is pretty standard in this day and age for all CLM platforms. In fact, even the new AGI native players that are coming into the market, they're largely selling seat-based, usage-based or user-based pricing. So that's the second layer. And third layer is the modular pricing that we provide, Tom. Because again, right, I do want to call this out for the listeners, right? There are dime a dozen point solutions in the market that do one thing and one thing only. We're not a point solution. We're an enterprise SaaS platform, which means we provide multiple different capabilities for an enterprise to be able to go on that CRM transformation journey with us. It could be contract creation and authoring only, it could be repository only, it could be post-execution obligation management, it could be SLA management, it could be review, redlining and remediation, it could be M&A transaction support. These are all modular capability that we allow our customers to buy as they go and scale in their transformation journey along with Sirion. And hence I say it's the core platform, it's the users, and then it's the modules that support different use cases that unlock value for the end.
And is it per seat or is it on volume or a combination thereof? Maybe you can give us some insights in that respect.
It is a combination thereof, right? The core platform is on a per seat basis, but the additional modular capability that we unlock is on a consumption basis.
Very good. So last question here, which is also very customer centric, and it deals with the onboarding. And obviously there are different experiences clients have been making, fast onboarding and sometimes pretty horrifying experiences. What is the implementation process like with the Sirion platform? How do you ensure the different teams within the organization align with each other during the process and can jointly and confidently start using your platform on day one? Maybe you can also give us some estimates based upon prior experience, how long it takes, especially at these large enterprise clients where I came from originally, and you need some time to bring your house in order, meaning contract, template identification, repository building. Obviously, you want to have a unified culture, how to deal with contracts, ideally one internal owner. Give us some off the trenches insights, please, what you have been seeing with Sirion and maybe you can talk about the best case as well as the imaginary worst case.
Right. Oh, I think you rightfully called out, right? There is a pre-implementation journey, and then there is an implementation journey. Many customers confuse the two, right? They try and solve for the pre-implementation journey during the implementation itself. And that is what fundamentally elongates the implementation cycle at no fault of the premise of implementation, right? Rationalization, building out the clause library, building out playbooks. There's a lot of activities that I would argue can be done pre-implementation. Call it clean the house up. So that when you get into the implementation cycle, your time to value is extremely short, right? You want to be able to showcase success within the enterprise of an implementation. You want to be able to show value, and the time to value has to be the shortest possible. So there are two fundamental approaches we take with our customers. Maybe it's three. One is we do guide them working with our partner ecosystem in terms of what does good look like from a pre-implementation journey perspective, right? We have a large partner ecosystem. 60% plus of our implementations are done by partners today, and they're very good at guiding customers through that pre-implementation readiness journey. When we get into the implementation, our focus is always helping our enterprise customers build the system of record, which means build that repository out. I would argue 90% of customers, if you're listening today on the call on this podcast, that are non-Sirion customers, all struggle with their repository and their data and intelligence. Because what's been sold to them over the last 10 years is workflow automation, not data intelligence. And that's absolutely fundamentally flawed, right? You want to be able to have a system of record, you want to have a repository, you want to be able to get data out of those contracts and documents that deliver business value and outcomes in the shortest time frame, right? So our phase one of transformation journey always will lead with building out that repository, building out that system of record. And then phase two, or you can almost create a parallel phase to it, which is building out a pre-built foundation to CLM. Start with pre-configured system of record, start with pre-configured workflows, templates, clause library in a pre-configured platform, what we refer to as the gold build, and then continue to modify from there. If people start doing these three things, right? Do the pre-implementation, get your house in order, build out the system of record in about 12 weeks, right? So you can unlock value and show value to the organization, the enterprise of going down the CLM transformation journey, and start with the pre-gold build that delivers your standard workflows, templates, clause libraries, and then build from there. Your value unlocking will be a lot faster.
But while we are on this topic of essentially three phases until you really leverage the full powers and capabilities of Sirion, just realistically and to manage expectations with the audience here and coming from the same kind of background that you're seeing in the corporate world, it is an illusion, in my view, to see the fullest fruition of your techno platform within less than 6 to 9 months. I think realistically, especially the first phase, cleaning your kitchen, takes the longest, if I may say so. And it might be, depending upon how complex an organization is, way beyond 1 year before you can really deploy your technology. So in essence, I think there is some naivety out there, maybe also sold by competitors or these point solutions, that you can be much faster than reality shows. Would you agree?
Tom, I think things are moving a lot faster today. So one point is you got to do the get your house in order irrespective which technology you buy, right? Like I would say that's a technology agnostic point of view, right? Because it doesn't matter which tech stack you buy, you got to get your house in order before you buy the technology, because technology is not going to help you fix your house in order. But then you got to pick the right technology that unlocks value the fastest, right? I think that's the point I'm making, right? So I'm not counting clock for somebody who is cleaning the house up at the same time, trying to define the requirements and running an RFP process to select the tech. But once you selected the tech, right? Once you sign the contract with Sirion, then we're on the hook to deliver value to you the fastest. And that is how we unlock value, right? Go build the repository in about 8 to 12 weeks. create that system of record, unlock that data and intelligence that enterprises are so hungry for, and then parallelly start building out the gold build, there's no reason why even a large complex enterprise transaction, you can't start delivering value in about 12 to 16 weeks.
An ambitious statement, which also differentiates you from other players in the market. And I admire you. And I think that's something that really speaks for itself. We have 2 more minutes before we hit the 30-minute mark. And I would like to have one final bonus question, if I may, ask to you, Puneet, as you are really all over the world and as you are the CRO of one of the world's most prominent legal AI technology solutions. What is your prediction, let's just say for 2026? So the second half of this year, with all that we are seeing right now, big models entering the legal tech space, a plethora of new vendors coming into play, a real proliferation of tools in this ocean of legal technology as I see it. What are your expectations towards 2026 when it comes to legal technology in and of itself and deployment in the real world? I would be curious, and I'm sure the audience as well, to hear from you on that.
Yeah, we at Sirion are extremely excited about that, right? We see that as a tailwind, not a headwind. I think all tech stacks are going to get better, smarter, faster in order delivering outcomes and value for our enterprise customers. But fundamentally, Tom, it boils down to either you're on the right side of AI or the wrong side of AI. Like our CEO says this all the time. You don't want to be on the wrong side of AI, right? We fortunately believe that we are on the right side of AI. We're adopting that technology. We're adopting the LLMs and everything that the market has to offer in this day and age, and embedding it within our platform, because eventually it has to deliver value to our end customers. But anybody who's stuck in the past is either a point solution or just a workflow automation company. I think they're going to struggle in 2026 and beyond.
Thank you for this positive outlook. I really appreciate it because sometimes you see some gloomy headlines and you wonder what's going on. I think we all want to be on the right side of AI. Let's first and foremost be in AI, and some of us are even struggling getting into gears towards that direction. With that, I really appreciate you taking time on a Monday morning, New York time. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Puneet Bhakri, Chief Revenue Officer of Sirion in New York, talking to GOLT TALK. Much appreciate your insights. Very, very interesting perspectives. Wishing you and the Sirion team all the very best, and thanking you for being a valued GOLT AI partner. Take care, Puneet. Bye.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate the opportunity.
See ya.